Okay, so we just finished doing the equation and plugging in this information, and now we're going to create our table and our graph. So we have our equation, we have all the information we needed over here, and our table and our graph. So let's go ahead and plug in the information we know. So let's start with our hours in our table. Let's look at the hours. Which of these hours do we already know the total cost for? Well, we don't know the total cost for any of them yet. We're going to have to plug in our hours since we already have our equation. So for the first one, we can do 25 plus 15 times the number of hours. Let's start with 1 hour because that one will probably be easier. So if I wanted to do 25 plus 15 times, we have 25 plus 15 times 1. So PEMDAS says to multiply first. 15 times 1 is 15, yes. And 15 plus 25, if you can't do that in your head, make sure you write it out. 15 plus 25 is 40. So over here in the total dollars, the total cost, if I worked for 1 hour, we would have to pay Hal $40. So even if I have a decimal, I do the same thing. So here I would do 25 plus 15 times 0.5, half of an hour. So go ahead and fill in the whole table for the number of hours, find out the total cost. Your process column will look like this for everyone with you plugging in the number of hours for H. So go ahead and pause the video, fill out the whole table, and unpause the video when you're done. So if you unpause the video now, you should see that your table should be filled out like this. If any of these are not correct, if you have them wrong, then go ahead and try to rework it and see if you can check your mistake and see what you did wrong. So go ahead and check all of that right now. You can pause the video and redo the ones you need to, and then we're going to move on to the graph. So over here at the graph, it says complete the graph to represent C, the total cost for plumbing repairs by Hal's Plumbing for H hours, and label the graph. So go ahead and start by labeling the graph. We want to label the X with which units that's filling in and the Y with which units that's filling in. So pause the video, label the graph, and then unpause the video. Okay, so we have our hours on our X-axis. That was our independent variable. We got to pick how much time he worked for. What depends on that is the total cost. So the total cost depends on how many hours he's worked. So let's start with 1 hour, and then we can go back to 0.5 hours. So for 1 hour, it costs $40. So I'm going to go to 1 hour here and make a dot where it says 40. So when I put this on the flip chart, it looks kind of funny, but on your paper, the graph looks nicer. You should be able to plot those points on your own, so go ahead and pause the video and plot all of those points. So 1.5 hours with 47.50, 2 hours with 55, 2.5 hours with 62.50, and half an hour with 32.50. So pause the video now. So if you already plotted them, you should see they look pretty much like this. Notice that we said that these were going to be linear functions we were talking about, and if I wanted to draw a line to connect those, it is a linear function. It keeps going, and you could continue this line forever and ever and ever. So we would draw an arrow on the end here to represent that that's continuing forever in that direction. So this is our linear function. We've graphed it. What y'all need to do on your own after you watch this video is, if you look underneath there, there's 4 questions that you have to answer on your own to check that you can use this information now, all 4 representations, to answer questions and analyze that. So go ahead and do those 4 questions on your own, and I will see you on Tuesday. Yay, bye.